Shalom Aleichem, Na'aleh viewers. This year is dedicated Le'ilui Nishmas Rachel Leah Bas Reb Chaim Tzvi. Continuing in the Gemara Brachot on Daf Yud Aleph Amud Beis, in the long Tosfos Dibur HaMaschil Shekvar Nifter Ba'ava Rabba. Tosfos discusses in the middle of the Tosfos draws a comparison between the bracha of Leishev Basukkah, the bracha that one recites on the mitzvah of sitting and eating, living in the sukkah, and the bracha of Birchas HaTorah. So Tosfos in the outset describes that even though we recite Birchas HaTorah in the morning, the Birchas HaTorah which we recite in the morning, even if an individual then immediately following davening goes to work, and only much later in the day does he have the opportunity to sit down and learn, the Birchas HaTorah, the bracha that he recited over the mitzvah of learning Torah, that covers him for the entire day. So in the middle of Tosfos asks, Ve'im Toimar, it's approximately 25 lines down from the start of Tosfos, and it's directly across from where in the Gemara there's a small base in brackets on the pasuk Va'ahavas Olam Ahavtich. Directly across from that line in the Gemara, Tosfos reads, Ve'im Toimar, says Tosfos, if you'll ask a question, Ma'ishna Misukah Shetzarich levarech al kol seuda useuda leishev basukkah. What's the distinction? What's the difference between Birchas HaTorah, that the bracha that one recites in the morning, that covers an individual for the entire day, and the bracha of Asher Kirishanu Mitzvah V'Tzivanu leishev basukkah, then that bracha we are required to recite at each opportunity that a person sits down and has a meal in a sukkah. Says Tosfos v'yesh lo'imad shayni Torah she'enim yayesh daitoi. Torah is different because when a person, says Tosfos, doesn't take his mind off Torah, to kol shah adam mechuyev lilmod, because a person is obligated to learn every moment of the day. D'chsiv, as it's written, v'hagisa ba yoimam v'layla, you should be engrossed in the study of Torah day and night, and therefore, says Tosfos, it's considered as though you're sitting and in fact engaged in Talmud Torah the whole day, and that's why one bracha in the morning is sufficient. But sitting in the sukkah and eating, that has a designated fixed time. And therefore, Tosfos says, if you already completed your meal and you interrupted and you did something else, now you return and you eat again, you have to eat again in the sukkah. So we've spent a little bit of discussing the chiddush of Tosfos in terms of Birchas HaTorah, and what Tosfos means when Tosfos says, Ein Adam Yayesh Daitoi Mitorah, a person doesn't take his mind off Torah. Of Soloveitchik explained, and we explained in earlier shiurim, that the pshat is that there's a latent awareness. A person always has a latent awareness. A Jew has a latent awareness that Torah is the supreme value. It's the most important occupation, the most important pursuit. And therefore, since the bracha of Asher Kirishanu Mitzvah V'Tzivanu Lasik B'Divrei Torah is, according to Tosfos, perhaps not a classical Birchas HaMitzvah, but it's either a Birchas HaShevach or it's a bracha on the study of Torah, on the Eisek HaTorah. One bracha covers you for the entire day. But what we'd like to a little bit address is Tosfos' comparison to the bracha of Yeshiva B'Sukkah. In the Sefer Bikurei Aretz, Rav Tucker suggests the following Lamdish Mahalach to understanding Tosfos Kasha. Says Rav Avram Yitzchak Tucker in his Sefer Bikurei Aretz that the pshat in Tosfos Kasha is that Tosfos assumed that there's an equation between Birchas HaTorah and the bracha of Asher Kedishanu Mitzvah V'Tzivanu Leishev Basukkah, in that in both the mitzvah of Talmud Torah and the mitzvah of Yeshiva Basukkah, the chiyuv, the obligation of the mitzvah, is a constant obligation. There's a constant chiyuv. And therefore, Tosfos Kasha was, what's the difference between Yeshiva Basukkah, that even though l'chayra one could argue that there is a constant chiyuv to sit in the sukkah all 7 days of Sukkot, nevertheless, at each meal one recites a separate bracha. Asher kedishanu mitzvah silvanu leishev